Hello my lovely friends, my name is Ava and today I have the mid-year book freakout tag. I've been doing this tag since I started BookTube 8 years ago, so you have 8 videos if you want to go watch them. They get cringier and cringier the further you go down the year. So just be aware before starting them. I have my handy dandy questions here. I've actually packed away all of my books. I'm moving in a week, so I've already packed away all my books, so we're gonna have pictures on the screen for you. I hope that's okay. First question is, what is the best book you've read so far in 2025? That one is a hard question for me, pretty hard, but I think this one, because it's so fresh, is the reason why I chose it. This is Give Me Butterflies by Jillian Meadows. This is a single guardian romance. Both of our main characters work in this museum. The hero, I believe, is in the astronomy department and the heroine is in like the entomology, so like the bugs and the butterflies. They've had this chance encounter in the lobby of the museum one day, and I think someone spills coffee on somebody, and she ends up finding out that he is also on the board for the group of people considering this promotion for her. And so she's like, okay, I can't be having these like lustful feelings towards this man. He is in charge of my fate. And there is a day summer camp going on this summer throughout the museum where kids go in little sections throughout different areas of the museum. 2 of the little girls in that camp are our hero's nieces he just got guardianship over. His sister ended up passing away and he got guardianship of his 2 twin nieces. So the little girls end up falling for our heroine, and the heroine falls for little girls during this camp. She gets roped into coming over to their house every Friday to teach Finn, the hero, how to cook something or bake something. The hero is desperate. He's like, all I know is how to make chicken nuggets and mac and cheese, and that is not good for them. Like, I would love some help, please. So she comes over every Friday, like help them cook something and just hang out with them, and it is so incredibly sweet. I love this one. This one was marketed as like a Grumpy Sunshine where the hero is like the grump, but after that first encounter with like the coffee spilling, I think anyone would be grumpy in that situation, kind of. He's like a total sunshine. It's not really Grumpy Sunshine to me. They're both sunshines, and I love a sunshine romance. And I love the little girls in here as well. It was just an amazing book. Overall, I could sing about its praises forever. What has been your favorite sequel of the first half of the year? This one didn't come out in the first half of the year, but I read it. This is The Wickedness of a Highlander by Lisa Braden. Yeah, this one was really good, okay? If you're wanting Highlander romances to sweep you off your feet, look no further. I specifically adore this book. It is one of my new favorite historicals of all time. I love it so much. The heroine of this story, her brother, did the specific family, the whole series is about this family, did this family dirty in one of the previous books in the series. She's been kind of roped into those animosity type feelings from the family because that's her brother. Anyway, the heroine is now kind of like destitute. A lot of things have been stolen from her belongings, her money, everything, and she gets stuck in this town in the Highlands, and she needs a job. She's a lady, she's never worked a day in her life, but like she knows, I can't get by without some money, so I gotta find a job. No one's hiring, but they do let it slip that there's this guy who's needing a housekeeper. She's like, okay, let me go find him. She goes and finds him, and it's our hero who is actually a part of the family who hates her and her brother's guts. So the hero actually hires her to be his housekeeper out of spite, because he's like, I'm gonna make her life a living hell and do everything for me in this house. And when he actually like does it and makes her life a living hell, he finds himself to feel very guilty, and he can't stand it. But it's hilarious. Also, the heroine, this lady trying to learn how to cook and clean and do laundry, like I loved it. It was hilarious, and the heroine doesn't complain a wink. Okay, she knows that this is what she signed up for, and she knows this is the only way that I'm gonna be able to rebuild my life, so I gotta learn how to do these things. And even though she tries her damn hardest, she still makes his dinner taste like utter crap. And you know what? That's one thing the hero never complains about, is the food. He'll eat all of it. Even when she knows that it's disgusting, he eats all of it because he doesn't want to hurt her feelings. Like, I love this one so much. It is the 4th book in the series, by the way. You can read it as a standalone, you just have to know that her brother wronged his family in a previous book, you know. Is there a new release that you haven't read yet but you're really excited to? I have 3. Okay, I have 3. A few of these I couldn't just pick one. So first is Black Hellbore by Grace Draven. This is a novella about Ildiko and Brishan from Radiance. I'm really surprised I haven't read it yet. I think just because the publication date was pushed back, I think like twice, because Grace was working on it. I forgot about it, and I was on Facebook the other day and she was saying how, oh, it's live now. So I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I need to pick that one up. The Weaver by Tiffany Roberts. This is their book following their Ensnared trilogy, which is like a spider alien romance. We met both these characters in the previous book in the series, so I need to pick this one up. I do want to wait for an audio though, because the other books in this series, the audiobook was just amazing. So what is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year? I don't have a specific one. It used to be Rugged Blood, I think that's the title of it, by Ashley Bennett. It used to be that one because it's like a Charlie Swan reimagining. He's a vampire, like it used to be that one, but it got picked up by publishers, so that doesn't come out till 2026. So that one's not my number one slot, but it will be for 2026. I'm dying for it. I will just list off a few that are on my radar. They're not like at the top of my TBR. I don't have a big affinity for like dying to pick up a new release. That's not really me as a reader. It's very rare that it is. So like if Rugged Blood was coming out, that'd be it. So Griffons and Gains, I think, is the book that Ashley is coming out with later this year. That is the third book in the Leviathan Fitness series, Monster Romance series. Alchemized is coming out, obviously. I have not read Manacled. I have it downloaded on my Kindle app, like the ebook version. I was able to download it before I got taken off of Archive of Our Own. So I might be reading that one first. Let me know what you think I should do. Should I read Manacled, or should I wait for Alchemized? Or should I, just let me know. Let me know what you think I should do. Ruby Barrett comes out with a book later this year, which is most likely Match. I don't know what it's about, but I just love Ruby Barrett's books, so I had to put it on this list. And one is one I know almost nothing about, but I saw it on Instagram and actually needed it right then and there. But then I realized it doesn't come out until later this year. This is Sweet Escape by Willa Kay. Oh my, the art that I saw on Instagram for this was absolutely amazing. Plus size representation. She's pregnant. I eat that shit up. So I'm really excited for this one. What is your biggest disappointment so far throughout the year? Unfortunately, I have an author that fits this, but yeah. I picked up my first Rina Kent book this year and fell in love with her Monster trilogy. I got the recommendation from Jess from Peace Love Books. It's like a Mulan Mafia inspired series all about the same couple, 3 books about the same couple. I was hooked. I was obsessed. I was chomping at the bit to read those. They were so good. I was obsessed with them. So I decided, okay, those were freaking amazing. Let me go back and read Rina's other books. So I started with, I think it's like Deviant King, the first book in her is it a boarding school type series, right? DNF that one so quick. DNF'd it so quick. I'm not into the stepmother, stepdaughter, drama, girl hate. That's not my vibe at all. And that was very much prevalent in that book. And so then I decided to take a little bit of a break. And then some people were recommending me God of Malice. I started God of Malice. This was a few days ago, honestly, and DNF'd it. I love dark romances, don't get me wrong. I do. I loved her Monster trilogy so freaking much. That book is, those books are dark, okay? But I also think I might need a gradual release when it comes to a dark book. So it's kind of like essay on first chapter, first page of God of Malice, and or non-con, if that makes sense. And it just, I was not in the mood for that. I was not in the mood for that straight away. I think I just needed a gradualness to it. And it kind of just put it smack dab right in my face on page 1, and I don't think I was mentally prepared for that. So who knows, I might go back to it if I'm feeling something like that in the future, but I'm currently not. I decided to, instead, afterward, I was like, I need a comfort read, I think. So I'm actually re-listening to all of the ACOTAR books on graphic audio again, because I wasn't for that. So disappointment was picking up other Rina Kent books that I thought I would love, but I ended up not. Very sad. What is your biggest surprise so far? I don't really have that big of a surprise. One of them could be that whole Rina Kent trilogy. I'm surprised that I loved that one, and I'm not really loving her other books. But I do want to say a book overall that surprised me was The Bone King and the Starling by Elizabeth Stevens. I think I was surprised by this because this came from Elizabeth Stevens. Don't get me wrong, I love Elizabeth Stevens. She writes, though, alien romances primarily. So I was really surprised to find this Viking inspired, somewhat historical book that was so good. She writes amazing books. Her Ticket to Varaxia series I love those books so much. I think I was just so surprised how much I loved this, and that this came from Elizabeth Stevens, it being like a Viking historical type of romance, because she writes alien romances. So I loved that. Our hero is this Viking warlord, and the heroine is essentially a slave in this camp, and he ends up finding out that they're fated mates. So it's also kind of a touch of magic, like fantasy as well. And he is so down bad for her. He's also a virgin hero. I love virgin heroes. He's been saving himself for his woman, and he has done it, and he has found her. So if you want a rugged alpha, your mind type of hero, you need to pick this one up. What is a book that made you cry? Only one book has made me cry so far this year, and that is Promise Me Sunshine by Cara Bastone. Cara Bastone, I think I've read every single one of her books now, and this, oh my gosh. This one does lean more towards the women's fiction side, so just be aware. There is romance in here, but it's not the primary aspect. The main plot line going on in this book is our heroine's grief and her dealing with her best friend's death. Her best friend she's had for years. They were literally roommates, spent every waking moment together, and her best friend died of cancer. And she is going through it right now. She doesn't have a steady job at the moment. She has not gone back to her apartment for months. She's honestly just traveled back and forth on the ferry, because the ferry in New York is working 24/7. So she honestly just camps out on this ferry and maybe takes a little cat nap on a bench, and then gets up and goes, and she finds little odd jobs here and there, specifically nanny jobs. Like if someone needs a nanny for a week, she's there. If someone needs a nanny for 2 days, she's there. So that's the type of job that she's having. So she gets this nanny job. It's her romance with that little girl's uncle, who actually lives above the little girl in her mother's apartment. And the little girl and her uncle have a little bit of a strained relationship because they were just introduced for the first time. Like they didn't really know that the other existed until recently. And so the hero proposes something to the heroine where he's like, I can see that you're struggling right now. I've dealt with a lot of grief in my life. Both my parents are dead. My cousin is dead, who is my best friend. Like, I have dealt with a lot of grief in my life. I'm gonna help you through these motions, through this pain, through this grief. And in return, I'd love for you to teach me your ways and how you're able to have this fantastic relationship with my niece. And I just can't seem to. I think she hates me. Like, what do I do? They form this partnership where the heroine kind of teaches her how to have this relationship with his niece, while at the same time dealing with her own grief that is taking over her life. This book truly is a love letter for those dealing with grief and have experienced loss. So get ready with some tissues when you pick this one up. What is a book that made you happy? And I have to mention another Cara Bastone book. It's totally different. This is Flirting with Forever, and this is the last book in her, like, I think first series that she published. I love all of her books that take place in New York. I think all of them do. This one starts out with a bad first date, blind date gone wrong, and it is actually a romance between those two at the beginning on that horrible blind date. I honestly was not expecting that when going in. The heroine's on this date with this like seemingly very crappy guy, and then the next chapter is his point of view, the guy she was on the date with. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually a romance between these two. Just had a horrible date. There's a lot of family scheming going on. The heroine has this shop. She's a small business owner, and the hero just slowly starts falling for her down bad, and there's like these beautiful happy moments going on in here. I personally loved it. I had a smile on my face the whole time. It's a friends to lovers romance. They become friends after that horrible date, and it turns into something more. What is the most beautiful book you've bought this year? I actually don't have it on me, and there is no picture online that I could find, so I'm gonna try and get a screen grab from a video that I filmed for my channel members showing off some books that I got at the Kiss and Tell signing that I went to in Dallas in May. This one is gonna be interesting for me. I was actually taking a break from the signing room because it was very crowded and very packed. I was feeling very overwhelmed, so I decided to walk through the vendor booths that were outside of the actual author signing itself. And there was this booth for special editions, and I saw one that I was utterly entranced by. It is stunning, it is beautiful. And I said, okay, tell me about this book. And I almost didn't buy it. Rightfully so. If you don't know, I have a huge phobia of great white sharks, like debilitating. Like my skin crawls just thinking about them. Like, I have this whole backstory as to why great white sharks freak me the fuck out. But this is a great white shark shifter book. And the hero ends up biting the heroine in its like shark form and finds out that they're fated mates through that. I think it's like a little bit of a Jaws retelling. It takes place in the 1970s. I was on the fence of buying it because I'm like, this is my biggest nightmare ever. but I think that might be the appeal a little bit. And plus this cover is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen in my entire life. So I needed it. I'm just gonna pretend he's like a different shark other than a great white shark when I'm reading it in my head, okay? Last question that I have is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I picked 3. So I have Opal Reyne's books, specifically the rest of the Dustwalker series. I don't know if I'm gonna finish them. Part of me wants to wait till all the audiobooks are out because the audiobooks are fantastic, but I'm also a chapter into the 4th book and I'm loving it. It has disability representation, so I do really want to pick that one up. So just more Opal Reyne books. I love her books so much. Next is Elizabeth Hoyt books. I would love to finish the Maiden Lane series. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I've only read maybe like 4 books and they weren't in order, so we'll see. That's a historical romance series. I actually have 2 of them checked out right now on Libby because I'm in a historical romance mood. So I do want to try to finish the Maiden Lane series. And then one specific book that I would love to prioritize is Echoes of the Tide by Emma Hamm. I love her Merman series that she has. Fantastic. And I'm a few books behind, I think 2 books behind, and I think the 3rd book is out on audio. So Echoes of the Tide is out on audio. I've only read the first 2, so I do need to continue. These are her dangerous mer people type romances that I am utterly obsessed with. Anyways, there you have it. That was the mid-year book freakout tag. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books or if you plan to, and let me know what your favorite book is so far in 2025. I would love to know. If you don't feel like commenting anything else, you can leave me any book emoji in the comment section down below. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I will see y'all soon in my next one. Bye y'all.